What's going on, Combat Sports Nation? This is Sean here with an exclusive. Not only exclusive, but with the reigning lightweight champion, Cage Titans, 3-0 this year. One, I know you just got out of training. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. And yeah, man, how are you feeling? Couple weeks out now from the last fight of the year.
Feel like shit. I do not feel good. But I'm still training and still trying to get better.
Now, when you say feel like shit, is that because you got bumps and bruises you're still recovering from?
No, I don't know. Maybe it was because I cut, maybe, I don't know, like just, maybe just how much weight I went down in a short period of time and then back up. I guess it was probably like a 70-pound swing in a, short few months. My body's not used to, I guess, that big of a swing, so. And I haven't been exactly fueling it right these last few weeks, if you know what I mean. So it hasn't been responding well to me. I'm at 65 right now, which isn't too bad, I don't think. But I was hoping to keep it a little lower. I was 75 when I started the cut for Johnny, so that was 40 pounds. But yeah, that was an experience. The whole thing, not fun. So I was enjoying myself a little the last few weeks, but the beers don't go down as easy anymore. I don't know why.
With Between the Rounds radio, with us, that it was miserable. You used some very vivid words of the weight cut. You're still describing it as if, is it still your home? Is that where you're going to still find your home?
I don't have a home, man. I fought at 55, then down to 35, and I'm not really sure what the next move is yet. Still, I'm letting Carlos handle everything for me. We talked. We mentioned possibly doing the next one at 45, but I'm gonna let him go ahead and book me a fight because, as he likes to say, his job is to save me from myself. Because when people offer me fights, I just say yes, no matter what weight, no matter when it is. I'll be like, yeah, 35. 4 days? Sure, I'll make it. Like I don't. So Carlos's job, that's his job, and I trust him, and I just let him do his thing now.
So no rumor mill, no rumor mill of maybe something brewing, possibly defending the title, staying at there. Nothing as of yet.
Nothing as of yet. January, I don't think is going to happen. Obviously the 35 fight is set, Ken and Jay. On the other rumor mill, I've heard Joe and Peter is a go. It has not been officially announced yet, but I'm pretty sure that's the one. So no, I'm not defending my belt, and I'm not sure I'll be fighting at Cage Titans in January. So I'm not sure.
So let's just clear some air with this. At a post-fight interview, you say if you want the immediate rematch, you can have it. Now, my understanding is sort of contradictory to what everybody else thought. I interpreted it as simply you were saying your performance wasn't what you wanted to. Johnny, if you want the rematch being with Jay, you got it. Or were you referring rematch with you?
No, I was referring to rematch with me.
Okay.
Yeah, my performance was not what I wanted. I don't want to take anything away from Johnny. It was just he kind of implemented his game plan, and I wasn't able to early in the fight. I did say I was thinking for Johnny. Mike has told me that Johnny didn't want to fight after the holidays. He wanted to take January off. So, that not really sure, what's going to happen with my next fight yet.
Do you consider Keenan, even though it was a doctor stoppage, you consider that your first stoppage?
I mean, on paper it's a stoppage, so I guess I do consider it a stoppage. I don't give myself credit or anything. You know what I mean? I'm not. Shit, he was probably winning the fight too. He was, he had a nice throw on me, so, I don't credit myself for that stoppage. Let's say that, but it's on paper. I guess it's a stoppage.
It's a stoppage. It's a win, but
yeah.
the stoppage thereafter, the one that won the title against Jimmy.
Yeah.
How do you look back at that fight at this point? Relive that moment one more time with us as as the ref is pulling you off, man. Looking back at it, saying that is the finish. That's how I look at it. Yeah, on paper, you got 2 finishes, but that is the finish.
I mean, I can relive that moment every day for the rest of my life, man. That was, it couldn't go more perfect. I never even dreamed of it going that perfect, and I think to be nominated for knockout of the year is cool. With how many elbows I landed, how bloody the cage was, the mat. They couldn't even use the mat after that one. So, Randy had some nice ones. He had a couple of nice kicks, but I think I do deserve to win that award just for the sake of they had to throw out the canvas after. So, but yeah, no, that was. I don't think I'll ever have a better result ever in my fight career than that fight. So, for certain things, I think I'm more fair than most fighters. We're not, me and Johnny are nominated for fight of the year. I do not think we should win that. It was a back and forth battle. I just don't think we deserve it. I don't think that was a fight of the year. I'll tell you that right now. But my knockout over Jimmy, I do believe, was the knockout of the year. So
you mentioned the rematch with Johnny.
mm-hmm.
Like you said, nomination of fight of the year. Look, I'm total transparency. I don't think necessarily that is a front runner in that division for the victory, for the to take home the award.
Yeah.
Describe what rounds 4, 5, and 6 would be like.
It's hard to say. I come in with a game plan that wasn't, the way the fight went wasn't my game plan. I had a lot of amateur Muay Thai fights and stuff too, and so I've had at least 25, like around 25 fights, and that was the lowest I've ever fought at, and I've never been dropped. And Johnny dropped me, so the smallest guy I ever fought dropped me in the second round there. So, it's like the fight game is so crazy. I never saw that coming. Never expected it. You can't. I don't really like to predict fights because it's just you never know how it's going to play out.
Not if, but when Kin and Jay fight, how close of an eye are you going to keep on that fight? How much of that fight matters to you?
I don't. It matters in the sense that I would be interested in fighting the winner. Especially if it's Jay, I don't particularly care for him.
As a person,
his antics, the fight night. I shook his hand beforehand, and when he came in the cage after, I didn't hear him talking trash from the side. I didn't even know that was going on. And then afterwards, him and Carlos got into it. It's like I didn't know. He kind of has animosity for me just because I said that him and Johnny's fight was boring. But every time I've said that I've been a part of boring fights. Yeah. Sometimes it happens, and I gave him credit for the win. And I never really said anything other than that disrespectful. Likewise, I never insulted his skill as a fighter or anything. But he keeps since then he's been just
throwing digs.
Throwing digs all the time, dude. And that's not really I don't really get involved with that type of trash talk and stuff like that. But now he's I don't know. I just think he's kind of a douchebag. So. I'd love to fight him, but I don't see him beating Ken. I don't think he has a chance really. So, but yeah, who knows? Maybe I fight the winner in April if that's an option. We'll talk to Mike about that, but not sure. I'd definitely be interested in it though.
What would you like to see? We're sitting in the same place, 2019. What is the conversation you want to be having with me?
Talking about my UFC fight. That's what I want. I think that if I get another few wins without getting a loss, if I get 2 to 3 more this year, I think that I will be knocking right on the door. So that's it. I mean, it's not an easy task because I haven't really fought bums. I guess Keenan was I guess if you want to call it a layup, that was as close to as it comes. But he was still tough. He does quit in a lot of his fights. But again, that was a short notice. I wasn't even supposed to fight him. I was supposed to fight Joe Giannetti. So you know, I've always seeked out fighting tough guys, and I'm going to keep doing that. So, you know, I gotta perform, I gotta win, and if I get to 9-2, 10-2, I think, you know, I'll be knocking on the door of the UFC. Coming off a split decision win,
It's tough.
I don't think that. I think that's tough. Yeah, definitely. And you know, but just getting to 135, making that weight. So now that's there. So now if I go back to 45, and I think the path, if I were to get to the UFC, is at 35. But at least I prove that I can make it now. And if I go back to 45 and fight once or twice more locally, you know, I think I could still pick up a fight possibly for the UFC sometime at 35 or contender or tough or whatever. You know,
Yeah.
so that's what we're gonna try and push for.
On the other end of the spectrum, of the other end of the weight class that you currently hold the title in, you know, it's being speculated. Joe, Peter, 55. What would you like to see if the cards were aligned? Carlos was there. How do you see that playing out, and would you like to see the winner there? I mean, man, I've never talked to somebody I don't think that has as many realistic options as you do, and we haven't even talked about who could be there at featherweight. So this is a true different dynamic for me. I don't want you to feel like I'm trying to get you to play matchmaker, but you have a lot of options.
Yeah, it's all good. So jumping around weight classes like that, and then kind of being on the bit of the hot streak I am, and the performance I had against Jimmy at 55, going up weight like that. I mean, it's kind of put a target on my back. Like, whereas I was always flying under the radar, and I think people respected me and whatever. But
fans knew. Hardcore fans knew Dan Dubuque was a gamer.
I think they respected that I was tough and stuff, but I don't think, like, I didn't have guys calling me out. I didn't have guys wanting to fight me. I didn't have guys like talking trash about me, you know. And that's a different, like, kind of to be like more in the spotlight and more of a target. I don't like really enjoy that role at all. No. I'd rather be out of it, you know, and just do my thing and fight and show up. That's my favorite part of it. So I don't like the drama part. I hate it.
Yeah.
So to have the target, and now have guys at 35, 45, and 55 wanting to fight me, and then Joe saying all that I'm ducking him, but it's like, dude, I have 10 guys that want to fight me right now. You know what I mean? Like, I can't fight everyone. So would I like to fight? I'd like to fight one of them. I was obviously supposed to fight Joe. I definitely like to fight Peter. I was supposed to actually fight Peter too back in the day. Mm-hmm. He was the amateur 145er champion, and I was supposed to fight him, but then he turned pro, and then I won the belt at 45. So actually, that matchup was supposed to happen. So I would like to fight either one of them, but I just don't think that 55 is realistic for me because it's just too big. I don't cut any weight. Who doesn't cut weight for, you know what I mean? Nowadays, it's not realistic to, when guys are coming down from 70 and whatever else. I was cutting weight with Josh Harvey. That dude is fucking huge.
Oh yeah.
That guy is fucking huge, and he said he started camp at like 190.
Oh my God.
I'm never even close to that.
Holy shit.
You know, I'm never close to that. So
if you were close to 190, it'd be sloppy.
Yeah, exactly. So for me to fight at 155 long term and try to compete with guys like that are going to be that much bigger and stronger, it's just not realistic. So whoever wins this, I doubt I'll be fighting either one of them, but you never know.
Joe telling you to defend or vacate, yet there's been several guys from South Shore who haven't defended and haven't vacated. You got Jeff Perez recently calling, a guy at 45, Jeff Perez calling out the retired,
Frankie Sforza,
the not retired, the retired Frank Sforza, who hasn't defended that. So Joe's yelling at you.
How many years has it been with Frank? It's been like 7. I'm not even joking. It's probably been like at least 5, and not for nothing, but also if you wanted to make the claim for Zach DiSabatino to get a title fight, he's 5-0 with 5 finishes. That's maybe make more sense. But Joe keeps calling out for this defender vacate. Where have you ever seen somebody get a title shot where their last 2 fights are 0-1-1, and one of them they missed weight? So he hasn't even made the weight, and he's 0-1-1 his last 2. Why does he deserve a title shot? Just because he was on the Ultimate Fighter?
Yes.
Why does he get to call that shot? You know what I mean? He doesn't really like it's kind of hypocritical to be saying. And then like you said, with the teammates having it for years not defending, it's pretty hypocritical to be making that claim.
You have a lot of options, man. So I'm looking
Yep.
forward to you exploring those options. I'm looking forward to where you end up with these nominees. 3-time nominee, lightweight Cage Titans champion, Dan Dubuque, man. Thank you for
Thank
the
you.
exclusive interview to close. Exclusive. Thank you so much. And we're looking out to vote for you for sure. And Combat Sports Nation, just like always, appreciate your time. We appreciate you. And looking forward to the awards and looking forward to 2019.
Thank you, man. I appreciate your time.
Follow us on Instagram. Watch us on YouTube. Check us out on Facebook. Visit us on Twitter. And stay tuned.